Hello, welcome back to the 90s Mad Podcast, the podcast for all things Newcastle United, hosted by two lifelong Newcastle United supporting buddies. Myself, D-Man, joined as usual by my co-host Jefferson. How you doing, my friend?
What's happening, bro? I was literally gritting my teeth as we came in because I'm thinking we might have to change the music soon.
Yeah. Boy, it's only a matter of time, it seems, but we're hanging on, man. We're hanging on. But, nah, man. Good to see you back after a week away, back again after
Back in
last
the
week.
house,
But
brother.
yeah, to do it all again.
And by the way, I
And,
saw you on YouTube
oh, yes.
with Sam
I did a little,
Allardyce. Yeah, the video is out
yeah.
now. Yeah,
Met Sam Allardyce, so yeah, check it out. I'll get the link in the description before we leave. But yeah, it was a good little afternoon out with Big Sam and that. Like I told you, he complimented me on my beard. He said I had the best beard that he's ever seen in his life. So, boy, I'll take it. But yeah, we're joined again by the lovely Kendall. How you doing, my friend? How you doing? You good?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Very good. Been enjoying the World Cup and not have to deal with Newcastle for a while. But as usual, they managed to just, lighten our days up every single day during this transfer window.
It's
So,
the Newcastle way, isn't
yeah, it's been nice.
it? But yeah, let's see who we've got in the building. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Get the subscriptions up if you haven't subbed to the channel. We're trying to get to 700 subs before the end of the month. I think we're 20, 22, 23 away. I think we are.
not too
So
far.
if we
Not
get an
too
improvement
far.
on that before we leave, that'll be good. And thank you for all those who hyped the last episode as well. Much appreciated. Helps with the algorithm and all that. But yeah, we've got a few people in the building. We
Just
got
a few.
yeah, big up Ginger in the building. He said, "Come on, lads, all hell Andy Howe. Every deal he is near fails. Well done, Eddie Howe. Your man fails again, and we'll get to it. Big up Genius in the building. Hope you're good.
Big up,
We've got,
matey.
we've got David in the building as well. Hope you're good, David. And we've got Travoy as well. He said, "Hi,
Man, like
what?"
sticks.
What an absolute joke we have a football club. Waited weeks on Manzambi, kind of trap players, but selling our best players. Absolutely shambolic from the club and recruitment team. Listen, we'll get there. Big up Cool Steve. PIF and Rubens need to sell up. We are a joke of a club from top to bottom. As you can see, everyone's in a happy mood. You know what I mean? So big up everybody. Big up Conor in the building. Like you said, hit the like and subscribe button. Help support the channel. Kenny's in the building. Hope you're good, Kenny. Some of your comments I ain't reading out, but big up Kenny.
How's the bird watching going, Kenny? Hope you've been behaving yourself, mate.
Don't encourage him. Yeah. Big up Punt Mags as well. Hope you're good. Kenny said no news on Bruno going. So that's clickbait. No, I don't think it is, my friend. I don't think it is. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. But we'll talk about that anyway. Who else we got in the building? I think we've got Lion Point in the building. Hope you're good, Lion Point, as well.
Big up, bro.
Pick up yourself. But yeah, listen, let's get into it because we've got Anthony in the building as well. Anthony Terrace is in the building. So let's get into it. So we were going to start with the Bruno news, but been a change of events over the last hour or so. The target that we spoke about last week, Manzambi, there were talks that the talk was that he was delaying his decision to concentrating on the World Cup. It came out during the week that he gave us his word that he's going to join. Terms were agreed. He just had to give the final say. And lo and behold, Aston Villa have come in and hijacked the deal. So we will not be getting Manzambi. He's going to Aston Villa. Not sure how much they're paying for him. Is it 51 million? I think they're paying for him or something like that.
Probably.
Let's be honest. They can offer Champions League football, be managed by a better manager. I don't think money is the issue for this one. I don't think money. You can't talk about money. You can't talk about location. It comes down to the two things: UCL football and the manager. But it's another kick in the teeth. Yeah, we've been embarrassed again. We've been taken for mugs again. Just when we thought we were learning, it happens again. So I'll start with you, Jefferson. What's your thoughts on this one?
It's terrible to be in that I told you so mood, but I just think in terms of context, when you look at this, a lot of this, you have to blame the Colties and the happy clappers and the zombies and the donuts, whatever I like to call them, because at the end of the day, the bill comes due. You decided to support Eddie Howe FC and put one man over the fate of the club. And we told everyone this was going to happen. As we're seeing, players are running for the hills. We'll a little bit more about that. But what this means is we're effectively stuck with a manager who has no pull. Okay, there's people outside of the UK or the immediate continent who do not know who this brother is. And quite simply, they've seen how certain players, particularly of a young profile, have been treated. So they certainly do not want to play for this manager. Obviously, Villa, they're riding a crest of a wave, having won the Europa League. They can offer teams Champions League football. But I think, again, we're very much showing this is an amateur style setup because we've wasted another 2 to 3 weeks on a player who is arguably lit up the World Cup. So he's not a secret. He's not hidden away from anyone. So it's only going to be a matter of time before another team would usurp us to get this player. And it's becoming rinse and repeat, the same film over and over again. And I think it's got to the point where fans are frustrated, fed up, but we're starting to become a bit immune to this now because it's becoming the daily bread. I think people were kind of joking with the whole here we go thing, last night with what's his name, Fabrizio Romano, because again, this has been strung out so long. So I do think we're twerking a little bit too much for some of these players. We look, a bit desperate, but the reality is we are. But again, it's disappointing to see. Really sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's why are we always being taken for mugged? And I thought who's the journalist, the one who got the rant about Isak last season, Luke Edwards. Yeah, I never saw the clip that he had on one of the pods. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Talking about he was pretty much certain that the deal was going to happen. Yeah, and he's been made to look like a mug again. Yeah, I don't believe anything that comes out this brother's mouth because I think the club just feed him nonsense just to embarrass him. Yeah, but Kendall, what's your thoughts on the deal? Like, and where does it leave Newcastle at this present time?
I think the optics from the outside look so poor. Like, I just think we just look like it's just awful seeing us get like memed and laughed at every single day. And yes, I absolutely get people's points about, yes, we're looking off a Champions League football, we're looking off at Emery, like a little bit more than how. I completely get that and I understand it. And I think that's a point. That's a great point. I feel like we're doing the hard yards all of the time where the deal is being put in the media. So like the fee, the personal terms, etc. We're doing this dragging on over a couple of £1 million, and then we're getting hijacked because everything's getting played out so publicly because it's like a saga at the moment. So we've now done these hard yards for a couple of weeks now on the Manzambi deal. Villa have at the last minute seen what we've offered, seen maybe not personal terms, but obviously seen the fee banded around a little bit in the media, seeing like the terms, seeing the length of contract reported by journalists. They have then thought, okay, we know which ballpark we're in now. We know that we're probably going to beat them to this player. Obviously, because they can then go in and say, look, we want to offer you, what have Newcastle offered you? Obviously, they can then say, they've offered such and such and such. Right, we'll match that. That's all they have to do. They don't have to better us in any way because already their position is better than us in terms of what they are as a club. So their manager and their position in the league last season, the Champions League, the ambition of their club, they haven't lost any major players at this current time. Obviously, Rodgers is still at the World Cup, so that might be a little bit changed down the line. But we are doing these hard yards, same as Liverpool. Exactly for the Munoz deal. We did all the hard yards, played out in the media, fee was agreed, length of contract, etc. And all they had to do was then come and hijack us because they knew that they were in a better position than us. And Villa have done the exact same.
See, this is the thing. This is what, and you're right with all of that, right? Because I said it last season, right? Because this happened to us all the time last season. Chelsea got deals above us, Man United, Liverpool, all of them. Yeah, it's now happening again for even the smaller targets. Now, yeah. I joked a bit last season to say, you know what, maybe these big six clubs are colluding against us just to embarrass us, whatever. But the fact that it keeps happening again, yeah, either somebody's leaking it from Newcastle to the press, yeah, or this is just now a tactic for the big clubs now. Just wait for Newcastle to do the hard jobs, like you said, and then we'll just swoop in last minute because we can offer either more money, the location, or Champions League football, or better manager, yeah? So we are screwed there, because it looks like any single target that we get, all right, we've got the 2 through the door, which we did in private, right? And we did it quickly. So we have to be better at doing that again, which we spoke about last week anyway. But it seems like this is a deliberate tactic now from the bigger clubs. And I don't see how we stop it, because once the news gets leaked, all the Newcastle journalists are all over it every day for the clip, because that's their job. They need to get the engagement. Why isn't
Wilson getting on to whichever muppet is leaking this stuff to
this
the press, man?
Do
you see what I'm saying?
It's amateur hour at the club. This is what I don't understand. And when is it going to stop? Because remember, it's still a long time for the Champions League to close. We've got more targets to approach. It's going to happen at least twice again. It's going to happen. And remember, we've got to fill about 4 or 5 spaces, and that's not including the players that we're going to lose as well. So this could be very, very damaging. Another summer like this, where's the positivity come from?
It's not even the big 6 clubs that are beating us though at this moment in time. It's Villa.
Exactly.
We're now going to step down. Villa, who I would assume probably a year or 2 ago were on our level. So I think it's like the big 6. Obviously, I know like Villa and Newcastle have finished above Spurs and stuff the last few years, but there's like the big 6 in terms of what we would call the big 6 traditionally.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the tier below that is Villa and Newcastle. That's how I feel. I don't know if anybody agrees, but that's how I felt the last few years, especially anyway. We are now being beaten by Villa to targets, and it's not even necessarily big targets. Like, it's not even like big names. It's like we're at B-list targets who were prior unknown. Not unknown, obviously people would know about them, but I mean like prior not desired to this level. He's had an incredible World Cup. We are now being beaten to those targets as well. So at what point do we then go even further below that, go on to our C-list targets, for example, and then we're getting beaten to people like that by the likes of, this is absolutely no disrespect to these clubs, by the way, at all, because I respect these clubs immensely, but in terms of what they've achieved the last few years compared to what we have, we're going to start getting beaten to targets by the likes of Leeds, Forest, Brentford, Brighton, Crystal Palace, etc.
Even Bournemouth,
So because they have got far more to offer to players at this current moment than we do, which is horrific, and we should not be in this position now. We should not. It's absolute joke.
Before you go, Jefferson, we've got a super chat here. We've got Giniesta. So big up Giniesta. I don't bring this up now.
There was Wazza as well, wasn't there?
Yeah. So Giniesta said, big up Giniesta. Thanks for the super chat.
Big up, mate.
Big up. He said, I'm devastated. I tuned in to 25 plus Freiburg games to watch Manzambi last season, an obvious star in the making. Lessons learned from last summer and Munoz Dewey. Much love, 90s Max. Yep, it's like I agree. We're not learning our lesson, which is concerning. And Wazza, big up Wazza. Thanks to the super chat as well. He said Jefferson's beautiful, D-man gorgeous, and mint cake. We'll take the compliments where we can get it.
I think the lady to my right is probably the beautiful one, and Black Jesus, of course, to my left.
Kendall mint cake. Kendall mint cake. Anyone doesn't know what Kendall mint cake is.
Decent sandwich.
But no, listen, it's dark for us. It is dark for us. But am I right to say, because there was talk that he was going to, who was he meant to be replacing? Because I heard it was Willock. That he was going to be the Willock replacement. Or is it Tonali replacement?
I think that's more on
Tonali,
style,
isn't it? I assumed, yeah.
The Stiller, again, we still need to know what's happening with that, because remember, as Connor shared with us last week, we're working on 5 separate deals at the moment. We're in talks with 5 separate players, and obviously Angelo Stiller was one of those links. He's more of a defensive-minded midfielder, so my presumption would have been he's more the Tonali replacement. Manzambi potentially would have been the Bruno replacement, because he's more attacking. We've seen how he plays for Switzerland, but it's not looking good. On one hand, big up Dom, but he knows how much I love Javi Guerra. Let's go get him. I think he's a top class player.
Whoa, but, we need to be attractive. Somebody, we need to have somebody. You'd like to think that, because there was also talk about the club are cautious because of the Munoz deal, whatever. So that to me should signal that there was a plan B in place, ready to go. So there should really no excuse. There should be someone coming through the door within the next couple of days. But I don't trust this recruitment.
Where is it? Where is it?
The thing is like Villa have done this. This is what knocks the life out of me, right? We've literally took 4 or 5 weeks on this deal, right? Since the start of the World Cup, this has been like banded around. Okay, we are still nowhere further forward, and Villa have come in today, and he's gone there. It's like it's really annoying because we seem to be so pedestrian when it comes to stuff like this. Like we hummed and hawed that the Munoz deal, we hummed and hawed over a couple of £1 million, and Liverpool just matched whatever we did, but in a different way. So then, like, they just met the release clause, whereas we were like humming and hawing over a couple of million. Yeah, far too slow, and it's just so frustrating. It's just like what people are saying. Oh yeah, we've learned from last summer and that, but have we?
Well, this is it. This is it. There's
At this point
no
in time,
indication.
I'm not seeing any. Yeah, there's no indication at this point
encouragement.
in time that we have at all learned from anything we did last year. The only thing, hopefully, we've learned from is not signing duds, because at the minute, that's not looking good. Obviously, I'm not going to judge these two guys just yet, but like last season we did this, we panicked, but our Alanga was actually, to be fair, he wasn't a panic because he was literally the one that we went for right from the beginning. But he's had a great World Cup, to be fair, so I hope he comes. I really hope
he needs to. Him and Vista needs to come back and hit the ground running. But before we got,
like, it's mental. Like, Asula's the face of this club. I cannot. I mean, I love Asula, but like, come on, guys,
he's not the guy. But we've got 106 in the building. We're on 20 likes.
Wow.
So come on, man. We need to get the like count up.
People getting stushed with the likes.
Let's get to 40 likes quickly, man. Quickly, at least 40 quickly in the next 5-10 minutes. But no, we'll read through some of these comments. Big up Ashley Best, my regular wind-up merchant. He said, "Hope you guys are getting ready for relegation." Listen,
thanks.
Listen, I can't even argue with these people right about now, because right about now it's looking dark for us. It is looking dark. Point Mag said we are sleepwalking to relegation at this rate. That's for sure.
Big up Point Mags.
Kenny said, "Talk to Suzuki." Is that the keeper? Is that the
the goalkeeper? Apparently,
we need something. But like Genius said, support the channel, hit the likes button if you haven't, and you haven't subbed to the channel as well. 117 in the building. So if you haven't subbed to the channel, we're trying to get to 700 subs as soon as possible. And Jim said, Villa had a massive ban and over 90% wages, yet they break SCR and Simon Zambi.
That's the point I was going to make, because I think I know Yinks will take credit, but I also said in our group, D-Man, that when Onana got injured, that was going to be the one, because Kamara could slot in defensively, and then they've got an attacking. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's a Villa type player as well, man. Let's be honest, he is. You know, I think he will. If he stays injury free, he's going to do well there.
They're going to have to sell someone, though.
Well, that's what Rodgers, isn't it? Rodgers is going to go. Well,
I think Rodgers will end up going.
Yeah. Benny said, to the football world, we are Gimps FC. We've just been beaten and laughed at. It's true, bro. It's true. Big Joe said, it's happening again. Oh my God, it's happening again.
No.
Listen, we're the laughing stock. We are the laughing stock. If you go on the socials, I don't know about your WhatsApp chat, but I've been getting bullied in my WhatsApp chat. They're just taking the piss. They're taking it, and the thing is, we can't even say nothing because the club are giving us no encouragement to think that they've learned from their lesson. Yeah, and like I said, we've got so many positions to fill. The whole Trafford saga next. Yeah, as much as we don't rate the guy, whatever, but he's Eddie Howe's #1 target, and he has been for like God knows how long. If he remember, they're talking that Villa want him as well. So if we can't get him over the line, like what chance do we have?
I agree with Big Up Doc, by the way. I saw Doc in the chat. He mentioned about hemorrhaging. That's how it feels. It feels like we need surgery because we're bleeding in a lot of parts, crucial parts of the body, because we're losing players on the other end and we can't replace them on the other. So listen, I know this sounds really bad, but I'm hoping this situation makes Eddie walk, because we're signing young players. He doesn't like playing young players. So are these a waste of time? I'm already angry that Cordero's been sent out back on loan to Cadiz. That's not going to help anybody. But yeah, I agree with what Doc's saying. It does feel like we're hemorrhaging right now.
Just on that point, I'll ask Kendall the whole thing about, because I thought that as well. We're signing these young players now from abroad, and we know that Eddie doesn't like to trust the youth. He goes with his tried and trusted players. Is this an indication that the club are, going over his head and, they're changing policy and he may not like it? Do you think he's got a chance? He may walk, or do you think that, this is him changing it, saying, I'm ready to play the youth and work with young players?
I think it probably could be one of two things. I think obviously hired Ross Wilson to be the the one in charge of transfers, and Eddie's controls a little bit relinquished. Yes, he'll have final say probably, but I think he's obviously not actively seeking out the targets like he had said he was previously, because he said like he was basically in charge of, before Ross Wilson came, he said he was basically in charge of transfers. So it could be that, or Eddie's decided that for whatever reason the previous recruitment wasn't working, and to go a different route. So it's one of those two things. Obviously, I don't know which one it is. However, it does seem that Eddie's relinquished a little bit of control in terms of he's not the one actively seeking the targets or saying like, let's go and sign this person, let's go and sign that person. So I don't know. I'm not sure how it's going to work. I don't know, but we need something to work fast. Last summer was really bad. We're now losing a lot of our senior, really quality players. So we really need to do something. I'm honestly really torn. I don't know if I'm either like really gutted with how everything's going, or I'm just like, look, let's just have a refresh, because last year was bad. Like, it was really bad. So let's just have a refresh. Let's just try a different route, and then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I honestly don't know how I feel at the moment about like the change.
Yeah,
I just
I mean,
don't know.
I suppose you could try to find the positive from it. So if you think about, am I right that we've gone for 5 targets and we've missed out on 2? We've got 3 through the keeper. We've got the Sean Steur. We've got which we'll talk about, and we've got Torre, the winger. So we've got more than we have missed out on, or whether it's 50-50, I don't know. But
there's Danilo, it looks like as well.
Well, we don't know.
It's going to Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah, but that wasn't concrete. We didn't put a bid through, as far as I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we don't know. But there's a lot of talk in the we've got a super chat here. Who's that one now?
We got a few actually.
Yeah, so we got big up Nash in the building. Big up for the super chat. He said, big up 90s mags for Bruno, Ethan Inwari, Christian Norgard, 60 million, and you're a fool.
Any House of the Dragon fans know who Corliss Valerian is.
But listen, Ethan, yeah, but Norgard, listen, he's a busted flush now, man. He sold it, guy, to Arsenal anyway. But
he's solid though. And remember that he was captain of Brentford. So I know it's like I know people don't want to sign old players, but we can't just have a team of young players. He'd be good for the squad, the rotation. And yeah, it's a leader in the dressing room. Because remember, when he was at Brentford, he had I think he was top 3 defensive stats in the league for his position. He's basically been, on the bench at Arsenal.
Surely ain't this like going back to the whole Premier League proven? How old is he, by the way?
I think he's 31.
Yeah, allow it. No. Sorry, we've got enough pensioners in our team, man. We don't need any more, man. We don't need any more. But big up Geordie Dan as well for the super chats. So much appreciated, my friend. Much appreciated. He said the 0 Paul House should have been sacked months ago. Yes, indeed. I
feel like that is part of it, but then you get like a couple of players we've signed in the past, like Eddie Howe was like instrumental in them joining the club and that. And I'm just like, I just don't know where I'm at. Obviously, if you're going to play for Unai Emery or Eddie Howe, you're going to pick Unai Emery 1,000%, like a million times over. Yeah, and the problem is now we didn't pull the trigger when we should have on Eddie Howe, and every single decent manager has now got a job elsewhere. Exactly. Like Glasner's gone to Forest, so for me, it's just like that was very achievable. Like we could have had Glasner, yeah. Like it's just like I don't. It's like stressing me out because everyone's gone now. Like physically, the only person that we could possibly try and coax away from Como, which is highly unlikely considering they're in Europe this year.
Maybe Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann, they've been released.
The way Germany played in this World Cup, I wouldn't even want it.
Yeah, it's true.
Actually, the cheek of him as well.
Xavi still available.
Of Nagelsmann, by the way, whinging about Eddie Howe playing Voltemada, and then barely gave him like 5 minutes. Yeah. I was like, you're pure cheeky. Don't even whinge again, because that's the pure cheek, actual liberties. Like, who actually is there out there now? Like, there's just nobody.
We're stuck with him. End of the day, we're
and look how many clubs have needed managers. No one's coming on knocking Eddie Howe's door. This great manager who, like if he left the club, it would go to shit, and that no one's knocked on his door, have they?
Yeah.
Not me.
Big up Wazza as well. Sent another super chat. Was it said me? I'd buy my mum a house and assist and a nail bar. So big up Wazza. But now, listen. And he's also come again. He said, we obviously have leaks trying to try and see.
That's my boy Chris. Yeah, he's a plumber.
Well, listen, we've got started. We've got a problem, that's for sure. Because boy, it's not looking good. But yeah, there's a lot of big up Carno in the building. Hope you're good. Hope you're good.
You got brother.
Fresh back from Jamaica as well. So
hey.
But yeah, there's a lot of talk in the chat about PIF taking the blame as well. So Jefferson, what's your thoughts on that? How much responsibility do they need to take for this debacle that's currently happening?
It all goes back to the Mafton Hall summit. So even if we've talked about the different junctures that they could have dismissed Eddie, they chose not to. I had a feeling that Hopkinson was chomping at the bit and he was probably superseded. I'm sorry, but His Excellency Yassir has to take responsibility as well as PIF, because the evidence was stacked against Eddie. As much as you like him with all the will in the world, the results weren't coming, and the exponential damage it's going to do to the club, because I think there was a rescue mission that could have happened where, okay, the results didn't come at those last 7 games, right? We had a chance to bring in other managers, like Kendall said. So at least if you've got fresh, impetus coming in from a new name, a reputable manager, it kickstarts the project. So you've basically been negligent. It's been like gross negligence upon your watch. And we're 5 years in, still no training ground, still no new stadium. I'm hearing that they did try and fight the Premier League around the kind of Saudi sponsor, which wasn't allowed. So we've then got a worse sponsorship deal. They're looking to sell 30% to get income into the club from a new owner coming in. It looks like from the outside looking in that they're almost selling all their jewelry before they sold a lot. That's how it feels. It doesn't feel like they are fully invested. I mean, the reality check is we are 5 years down the line. Now, I'm not saying it was going to be the same as Man City, Chelsea, PSG, whatever, but we would have expected more by now. Like, even if the new stadium isn't built, it should be announced with plans ongoing. And
if not the stadium, we should have this. If not the stadium, the training ground. One of the two should be well underway and maybe a year away from finalization at least. But
you need something for the revenue because it's a chicken and egg situation. Since these restrictions are brought in, particularly from at least 2 years ago, where we struggled that summer, didn't we? They knew what they had to do. So how could they inject more cash into the club? You need a new stadium. It's as simple as that. Or you build renovations. I think even Villa are doing renovations, or they got planned renovations for their stadium.
Everyone's moving, bro. Everyone's moving faster than us.
Birmingham City announced a new stadium, and I mean, like, come on.
What are we doing, man? But you mentioned the thing about not sacking the managers, and it's a good point that who you can attract and you can't attract, because as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to have Eddie Howe in charge, you have to qualify for Champions League football, or at least Europe, because you can't have Eddie Howe and no Champions League football, no Europe, because that attracts nobody. Yeah, if you had an elite manager or a reputable manager and you didn't qualify for Europe, okay, there's still a chance players will want to play for that manager.
Yeah,
but like I said, nobody wants to play for this guy. Yeah, apparently Manzambi was his priority target, so you've lost that. Who would you go for next? And the thing is, a replacement has to come through the door in the next couple of days. It has to, because otherwise,
and it's annoying because we've like literally this has been played out so publicly. We've now lost out on 2 targets. So the main thing now, I would personally just say, is just to hold off a bit now. Obviously, I'm not in charge of the football club, and I'm nowhere near. I'm not privy to any information. But just from an outside perspective, in a completely different look, I would just be like, look, guys, I think we just need to hold back a little bit now. Just lay low in terms of the transfer market, because we're just like, if this is going to happen again, it's going to look worse and worse and be so much more detrimental. But we don't have that luxury because we're losing players as well, and like the main players. So now we're in catch-22 because we can't lay low because we need players in desperately, but also we are getting beaten to every target that we try nearly.
It's a lose-lose situation that we're in.
Yeah, well, exactly, and they've caused it. They've caused it themselves. Not like just
quickly,
leaking it.
Before I had to read this comment from Dom. Dom said we will try for Suzuki and end up with a reliant vehicle from only 4. And that just sums us up. It sums us up. Big up, Dom. Big up. We're on We're on 47 likes. We've got 144 in the building. We're on 47 likes. So let's get to what? 60 likes in the next 20 minutes?
Gotta say something real quick. Yeah? Listen, this is the Kendall effect. So Clinton.
Stop
Clinton
gassing me.
No. Do you know why I'm saying that? Because Clinton was so gassed, wasn't he? He was like, yeah. So I'm just saying.
If Clinton's watching,
Clinton, if you're watching, next time you come, this is the standard.
But Kendall, you also mentioned about the fact that we're losing players as well. So obviously the other big news that came out this week was the Bruno situation. Yeah, because it's come out that whether he's leaked it through his agent, intermediaries, or gone direct to the club, I don't know, but he wants to leave and he wants to join Arsenal. Yeah. So not only can't we attract players, we are hemorrhaging, we are losing our best players at an alarming rate. Yeah. Now I was on other podcasts talking about, do you think we're honestly going to sell Bruno once we sold Gordon and Tonali? There's no way. And then days later, he comes out and he says he wants to join Arsenal. Yeah. So there's been a difference in opinion of how he's gone about the situation, what he's doing now. But what was your thoughts when you first heard the news on the Bruno situation?
Heart actually hurt when I seen it, because I was just so convinced that, not convinced, but I wanted him to be the one that like stayed and just booked the trend. Like I didn't want him to leave after losing Gordon and Tonali. Like I just didn't want that. And I felt really, really disappointed. The more news that comes out, the more I feel disappointed in him. And it just shows you that like you can't get attached to these players, because he has spun so many different things. He cried when he won the cup, various different things. That he wants to be a legend at the club. You know, like he loves this club. He's a Geordie. His kids are Geordies. His dad like hangs out with the away fans, and like they've really enveloped the club into their lives. And yes, a lot of players do that and they end up leaving, but he seemed to be the one that was different, like because he just got the club, he got the fans, he was passionate. So for him to hide behind the World Cup, employ super agents to get him a move, apparently the word is that he has told Eddie that he wants to leave, but he wasn't very honest in terms of when. This should have been at the end of the season. He knew that this was going to be tumultuous summer for us. He knew he'd had a really bad season. He's seen Gordon and Tonali go out of the door, and we need our captain. We need that stability. We need that leadership. And he's decided to jump ship at the worst possible time. Now, I want to clarify, because I keep getting this comment a lot from Arsenal fans. I understand why he wants to leave. That is not the kicker. That is not what anybody's questioning. That is not anybody saying they don't understand why he wants to leave specifically for Arsenal, who have just won the Premier League and who have Champions League football obviously again next year. I get it. I completely get why he wants to leave, and I don't hold a grudge against him for wanting to leave, because obviously his project's ran its course. Whatever is going on next, he doesn't seem like he wants to be a part of it. Fine. He's watched, like I say, Gordon and Tonali go out of the door. Two massive players for us. We're missing out on targets. I get why he wants to leave. The way he's done it, however, is so disloyal. It is so cowardly. I am so disappointed in how he's handled the situation by going behind everybody's backs, not being honest. He loves a social media post. He's constantly on social media. He's deadly silent in a time that we need him to speak up. So obviously for me, it's quite obvious that he's obviously out the door. It's just a matter of time now how long it's going to take him to do that. If he's going to leave, personally, I want him to go. I just want him to go now, rather than dragging on like the Isaac saga, another saga of a summer like we always have every single year now for the past 3-4 years. I just want him to leave soon. I can't ever see him now, the way that he's behaved, coming back into a black and white shirt. I just can't, because that's not captain material to me. You can see the summer that the club's having. You've had a really emotional World Cup. You've practically sent your country out of the World Cup with that stupid penalty. No offense to him. Obviously, I know the rest of them could have scored, but that's like a major moment. You're highly emotional. You can see that the club's in complete and utter turmoil. The fans are desperate for some good news, and you've watched two major players go, and you're like, oh, actually, it's my turn now. But you haven't said it yourself. You've hid behind super agents, got agents to do your dealings, said you want to join Arsenal without there even being an official bid in place. You've just already agreed terms with them, and they haven't even come to the table and said, yeah, we're going to offer you that. They might
does
not.
It make it? Does that make him?
Turn around and say,
well, I mean, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I don't think he would have done that without encouragement from Arsenal. I think it's similar 100%. To the whole Liverpool and Isak situation. Although Liverpool did make the bid, but before I go to Jefferson, does that, in your eye, does that make him as bad as Isak, or is there still another level to go, or how do you feel?
No, I tell you what, for me, I think his behaviour hasn't been as bad as Isak in terms of Isak's like completely stopped training. I mean, I'm not even saying Bruno won't do that, because at this point, what he's done, I wouldn't even put that past him. And he's the player that I would have said point blank 100% at the end of last season he would never do this to us. And the way he's behaved is so upsetting. I actually think the betrayal's worse, because Isak never fed into that Geordie mentality, like, you know, like, oh, I'm a Geordie, like, my family's a Geordie, da-da-da. He was always very open with the fact that, you know, this might not be forever, this might be... Like, he's happy at the club at the moment, but obviously he wants to win. He believes that he can win. Bruno has consistently at every single turn said that his family's a Geordie, he's loyal to this club, he wants to be a legend, he wants to be in the history of this club, he loves it, he's like, etc., etc. So the betrayal somehow feels worse. It feels worse to me, because I didn't think he would do that to us. Yes, he can leave. Like I've said, that's not the issue. It's the way that he's going about it. So I just feel more disappointed. Like, even Gordon, for example. Yes, Gordon, like, obviously last season wasn't good, but he's never once said, oh, I want to be here forever. Like, this club's the club of me life. Like, he's never said that ever. Like, he was quite honest with, you know, I want to win, I want to be at the top, and I want to win things. And whether that's Newcastle or not, I don't know. Tonali, exact same. He always said, like, I don't know where I'm going to be next year. Blatantly honest. He said, I'm happy here at the moment, but I don't know where I'm going to be in the future. You can never say no, or such and such. I mean, he decided for Spurs and was still saying, well, I hope I go back to AC Milan one day. Like, you know what I mean? So he's not that person. But Bruno, even when Isak left last year, he was posting pictures of himself in a Newcastle shirt and, like, was really, really angry with how Isak treated us. And he's doing... Yes, he hasn't gone to the behaviour levels, but what he's done in terms of the slyness for me is so cowardly, and like that's why I'm just so disappointed in him. And if he leaves, he's lost so much good faith, I think, with the fan base.
Before I go to you, Jefferson, first of all, big up Connor. Obviously, the deal for Manzambi is complete now. He's a Villa player. Turns out they did outbid us. So another one bites the dust in it. So big up Connor. Some of these comments here, big up Willem in the building, by the way. Dempsey said Bruno speaks about thinking, let him go, move on. Plenty, as in plenty more we can go for, plenty of fish in the sea. Benny said, how the hell do we replace both Bruno and Sandro this summer? And that's the damning thing. To lose both of our best midfielders in one summer it's damn near unforgivable. And
the answer is you don't.
You have to include Isak because it's technically a 12-month period. So
but I'm just talking about the midfield.
But I'm saying in terms of holistically, if you look at the
even Gordon,
the club, you have to include all of them because it's a year period.
Yeah,
you know, I know we're talking about season to season.
And the thing is, none of them. The thing is, this is what I get what you're saying, Kendall, as well. When Bruno leaves anyway, but none of them have left the club in ideal circumstances in the way they behave, because I still don't rate the way Gordon did it either. Yeah, Gordon down tools for 18 months. Yeah, then he got injured and then he saved himself for the World Cup. Yeah, but he outgrew us. And all this, I think personally, the club embarrassed himself by doing that tribute video to him. And this once a Geordie ordered, always a Geordie bollocks. Yeah. To me,
it's just easy to take because he's went to Barcelona. If Bruno goes to Madrid, I won't give a naff. Like,
to be fair, that does help, kind of thing. But me personally, I've always said it, like, listen, I don't agree with how Isak left the club, but I never call him a rat. Yeah, because I understand why he wanted to leave. Yeah, yes, he could have done it in different circumstances, but to me, there is no ideal way that a player, a big player, can leave Newcastle. Because what do you expect them to do, really? I get what you're saying about Bruno, you know, his IG posts and stuff like that, but is he really gonna? All right, he's gonna told the way he's gone around the back and told through his intermediaries that he wants to leave, right? But like I said, Arsenal haven't made a proper bid as far as we know. Yeah, nothing's done. So he can't come out and make a social media post and say, unless he's going to hand in an official transfer request. There's no point of him coming out and saying, by addressing anything by social media. I don't see what he could say to make things better.
He's probably been advised not to, isn't it?
Of course he has. Of course
because he's been advised. How many times have we seen him tweet something and he's had to delete it?
Yeah, but what could he possibly say in this particular time? I don't want to be here. Sorry, like I don't see what he could do.
His head's frazzled.
I thought, or maybe speak the truth and say, you know what? When Eddie threw me under the bus after the Sunderland game,
I'm telling you a couple of things. Obviously, we've seen Eddie and Bruno disagree. The Sunderland game and the Crystal Palace game last year. He is authentic and honest, Bruno. You know, he will say what's going on, and I think Eddie debunking that is indirectly disrespectful to the player, personally. But I just think as well, like, these guys aren't mad. Do you know what I mean? We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but both me and Yinks have said it, that Eddie is a sociopath. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we just aren't aware of. And it just strikes me as a mass exodus. I probably expect Lewis Hall to be next. It wouldn't surprise me if Manchester United, you know, like sharks in the blood, in the sea, smell the blood. So they're leaving the manager. That's what they're leaving. They're not leaving the club, you know. And I think that performance at Fulham, it was literally like I get it. They tried to sabotage it in the hope he would be sacked, and he didn't. But for me, what was really powerful was, I think Bruno, as always, he tries his best. He tried to make a lot of stuff happen. He couldn't. He got frustrated. He substituted himself. But the look of anger and disappointment he gave that bench, it was like, I can't play for you anymore. As in, I cannot play for Eddie Howe anymore. So I think once it was solidified that he was staying, him, like everyone else, is like, get me the F out of here. And you have to look at his age. You know, he's really stayed. He stayed with us a long time, 5 years.
We've always said this. You know, this is he was the one person that we couldn't blame for moving. Like you don't blame him for wanting to move. Like, end of the day, he's 28 going on 29. And like Big Duke said, Anderson gets paid 300 grand a week and Bruno gets paid 160. The club done Bruno wrong. And we haven't matched his ambition. Remember, this guy joined us in the midst of a relegation battle and he was talking about winning trophies. You know, he believed in us and whatever. Okay, we won the one trophy, but we haven't kicked on from there. And the fact that I think Isak set the pace because he left when we qualified for Champions League football. So the fact that we haven't qualified for Champions League football now, Tonali was always talking about it. Bruno, of his age, he needs to be playing Champions League football because he's that good. Yeah, Gordon has always had ambitions to play for bigger clubs, whatever. So again, you like mentioned, who's next? Lewis Hall, and one more good season out of Malik Chow, he'll be good. You know what I mean? So it's like, where do we stop the bleeding? You know what I mean? This is what confuses me. This is what I don't know.
The manager has to walk. He's lost the dressing room and it's very toxic. It's evident they are running away. That's how it feels. They don't want to leave the club, but they just want to leave him. That's how
I hear it, but also the fact that, remember, we can't compete with the bigger clubs as well financially because, like I said, Tottenham are finishing 17th back-to-back seasons. They can spend 95 million on Tonali and offer him how much money? You know what I mean? We can't do that. And we're hamstring. We've got one hand tied behind our back forever, it seems. But then we can't use that excuse because Villa, who are getting fined left, right, and centre, are outbidding us and getting players hijacking our moves. So you know what I mean? So where do we go from here? I don't know. But in terms of Bruno, do you think the club are going to drag this out, or do you think we all want a swift resolution? But do you think, Jefferson, that the club are just going to drag it out and dig their heels it?
I think, again, remember all this stuff happened with Isak and people saying, oh, he might stay in this and that because we don't know. We don't know. I think us looking at some of these players, we probably did know that he wanted to go. You know, it'll probably come out in due course. So I think it's a situation of waiting for a fee. I think if we get closer to 80 million, then he'll go. I don't think we're going to accept these shoddy little 60, 65 million bids for our talisman effectively. And I think if that valuation is not met, then he won't leave. But you could argue...
But you don't want to keep a player that don't want to be here. This is the problem that we have. And this is why Arsenal probably do what Liverpool did and wait to the last knock-in to say, okay, we'll offer what we want to offer and you take it or leave it. And you don't want to keep Bruno here if he doesn't want... But think about it. Fans have already turned on him, because of the way he's behaved, like Kendall said. So he can't, like Kendall, you can't see him playing in the black and white shirt again. So what choice do we have? We don't really have the power anymore. We can kick it, say he's not for sale or meet our asking price, but we're not going to get 90 million for him. You know what I mean? So what do you think, Kendall? How much we'll get for him, and when do you think this is going to happen?
I think they'll just meet somewhere in the middle. I don't think they'll want it to drag on. I mean, but it's got to take Arsenal to even put an official bid, which they still to this point have not yet done. So, what we can't do anything about it. Yeah, he said he wants to leave, but we can't do anything until somebody offers the money or close to what we want. So at this point, it's like we're in a lose-lose situation because, like I said, we can't do anything. There's a player who doesn't want to be there, and he said he doesn't want to be there, but the club that he wants to go to haven't even bid for him. So it's like, what do we even do? We're just sitting waiting. Like it's like what? I swear to God, this could only happen to us. I'm just convinced. Like it's just. Like we are just so stressful. So again, we're in a lose-lose because we're stuck with a player who doesn't want to be there, but we can't even accept a bid because there isn't even a bid.
It's so Newcastle. We've got another super chat. So big up Peter. Big up yourself.
Mate.
He said the only players we sign are when no other clubs are interested in them, which is true. And this is the worrying thing about what we're going to do for the remainder of the window. Because are we going to do what we did last season and panic buy or get our fifth choice through the window at the last knock-ins with no time to gel with the team? You know what I mean?
I think the only exception to that was Voltamada, because obviously Bayern were heavily involved in Voltamada as well, but we just offered the money.
Yeah.
But I think the rest of no one was after Elanga, no one was after Wissa, like no one was, well, not that I knew of, was anyone was after Toure or this Steur. So I don't really.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Steur in a minute as well.
Adrian is trolling. Adrian is trolling in the chat. He's talking about us going for Ghana. Stop it, mate. Stop it.
You know what? I don't want to put anything into the ether because you know what? That will probably happen. You know what I mean? It will probably happen. There's 204 people in the building, so big up. We're on 72 likes. Let's see if we can get to a record 100 likes before we sign off. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, please sub. I think someone said we're 9 away from the 700, so please want to get to 700 as soon as possible. But yeah, smash the like button. We're trying to get to 100 likes before we sign off. But yeah, Catch a Monkey said Newcastle are laughing stock in the transfer market. Yes, we are. Stephen, big up Stephen. He said, we all seen that the young Swiss kid was stalling. It was clear as day. He wanted to be elsewhere. Yeah. So why on earth didn't the club walk away last week rather than embarrass themselves yet again? And this is what they need to come out and explain. Because, and who's responsible for this? Is it Ross Wilson? Because, is it, what's his name? Andy Howe, whatever his name is. Because when things are going well, a lot of people in Twitter are ready to back Andy Howe. So, yeah, he was instrumental in the deal. Okay, so now it's gone wrong. Who's to blame here? You know what I mean? Not for necessarily for Villa taking him, but for us dilly-dallying on it and not seeing through the bullshit. You know what I mean? Using the World Cup as an excuse because Anderson deal got done in the World Cup. You know what I mean? So why can't this one get done in the World Cup? It makes no sense. The brother wasn't even playing; he was injured. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what was the reason?
Sign for Bayern Munich, like they do the medicals right there. You know, in America,
they need to stop hinging on words. Just if they want to sign, just go and say, let's sign this player. Yes, the player agrees person terms, bid. If it's rejected, if they are stalling, just say see you later. Because it's just dragging on and on. It's silly.
This is even worse because this time, these Newcastle journalists is what pisses me off. They kept on hanging on the fact that he's given us his word. He's given us his word. The first rule in business, bruv, never take anybody's word for granted, bruv. What are you at gospel? What are you talking about? This is where we act like some tin pot club. We're this gormless, gullible. I don't know what it is about us, but no other club gets embarrassed like this. I can't think of any other club that gets embarrassed like this on a repetitive basis, on a repeat basis.
And it's becoming like a story now. So because it's like a long-standing thing since last summer, it's now becoming even bigger because it's just like snowballing. Like so, every single time we get rejected, it's like bigger and funnier, and everyone's laughing at us, and like it's become this like major talking point. So it's even worse because we can't even do anything in private or in silence with no one caring anymore because it's like funny.
We're a running joke.
If we get rejected,
look, we've got even Man United fans in there looking dark for you, man. Listen.
Wow.
We've got Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United fans all trolling us, man. This is how bad it is.
Wow.
This is how bad, and we can't.
Do you know what makes me sick? Spurs fans laughing at us. Oh, it makes me so ill. At a level, I can understand Arsenal fans laughing at us. I can understand Liverpool fans laughing at us. I can even, to some extent, accept Manchester United fans laughing at us. Spurs fans laughing at us. What? Sorry,
they
what are we like?
They snatched our chain.
It actually feels so ill. Like, oh my god.
We've got nothing
the thing
to
is,
do.
Bruno knows his song, and he even put it on the little X tweet thing he did, wasn't it? That he'd rejected Arsenal. Like,
yeah,
you know. So why would you then start twerking for
Could
them?
have signed for Arsenal, but and I said, yeah, I think I will.
Sticking the knife in, that is. That's why I think someone like Arteta or a club officials reached out to him, because really and truly, guys, if Bruno signs for Arsenal and they get Rodgers, it's a wrap, even for Man City and Liverpool.
Yeah,
I think
but
Arsenal will dominate for the next 2-3 years.
That's how it goes, isn't it? Because there's no way Bruno would say, I want to, it's not even I want to leave. I want to join Arsenal. Yeah, which means Arsenal have been in contact with him and say, you know what, we will get it done. Yeah, but this is the first thing, because if we refuse, this is when he's going to start handing a transfer request or refuse to play. He's going to do the same as Isak. He's going to see the same do as Isak if it comes to it. If we long this out and it's looked like it's getting, you know, close to the deadline, he's going to start acting up. Yeah, because he's not coming back. I think he's not coming back to play for us. He's not. No preseason, no training, no nothing. Yeah. So it's gonna get ugly. But big up Cuff in the building. Cuff said the wages front is hardly the club Eddie's fault though. 250k plus a week seems like the standard rate for decent players, and we simply can't afford that due to PSR, SCR. Nothing the club can do about it. Which, you know, fair point. So to my question to you, Cuff, is what do we do? Do we just fold the club? Like, what do we do? Because my man, what's his name? Manzambi is not on 250 a week.
Yeah,
he's not. So
he's not at all.
You know, where do we start blaming the individuals at the club, yeah, for failing to get the lesser players or the B-list players over the line? Yeah,
this is why you then need something else in play. You need European football. You need a decent manager. I don't know if it was you, JK, or D-Man, whichever one you said earlier. That's what you need.
Exactly.
You need some sort of bargaining chip when that is not available to you. And at this point, we don't have any of that. So we don't even have the pull of Champions League to say we've still got Champions League, but we can't offer you that. But we can offer you Champions League. You can play this many games, this, that, and the other. We can offer you bonuses on top of that for goals. You've got to have something else when you're not available to pay those wages. So but this is what I mean, about Spurs. They can pay those wages, so that was their bargaining chip. They don't have European football. They have a manager who, I don't know, I mean, he's never won barely anything in his career, but for some reason he's got a pull somewhere along the line. So they had that bargaining chip. At this current time, we can't offer anybody wages, we can't offer anybody European football, and we can't offer anybody a decent manager that people want to play for. So the only thing we now have is to attract young players, because you can come and play in the Premier League. That's literally the only thing at this point that we have, because we can't even say, you can come and play with players like Gordon, Tonali and Bruno.
Exactly.
Yeah. We
can play with Jacob Murphy. What are you talking
and
about?
damn good.
We might not even have Jacob Murphy. Murphy's
exactly.
Why don't you come and play with the man mountain that is Dan Burn, who's had a wonderful World Cup? Why don't you come and play with, the second division in France's goalkeeper? Why don't you come and play with Tino Livramento, who only has one working leg? Come on, everyone. It's we don't have nothing.
It's got relegation.
We actually might be playing relegation next season. This is how bad
Steve
it is.
wants to come through, D-Man.
Genuine, the only saving grace is that I think the three teams that are promoted are not good, and I don't think they'll survive. That is genuinely, at this point, the only saving grace that we may have to not. Because oh my goodness. I don't even want to be negative, because this man Zambi deal, I get it. If Villa have outbid us and they can offer Unai Emery and Champions League football, I get it. I'm not even going to blame the club in that regard. It's the fact that how long it got dragged on for.
This is
how publicly it was dragged on for.
We don't look strategical. We don't look strategical.
Every time that we're going to go for now, even with the Torre deal, no one knew too much about him, but it's the fact that we were begging for it to go through because we knew what was going to happen. You know what I mean? This is the worrying thing. This is the worrying thing. Big up Steve in the building.
Big up,
I won't even ask how you are, bro, because I think I pretty much know. But in positive news, we're 5 subs away from 700 followers. So please,
wow,
we're almost there. We're almost there. So hit the sub button if you haven't done already.
By the end of the show,
Steve, I hope you hit the like on your way in, mate.
I did.
Thank you, sir.
We're on 83. We're on 83 likes, man. We get to 100 likes before we leave, man. Must can get to 100 likes. But before we talk about the new signing, Steve, anything you want to say? Well, pretty much there's a lot you want to say about this man, Manzambi or Bruno. That's what we've been talking about at the moment. Before we talk about Sean Steur.
Oh, the average player from Ajax. We'll go to Ajax just briefly on Steur, okay? Just briefly on Steur, okay? I watch a lot of Eredivisie. It's one of my favorite leagues. I like Ajax. There's 3 or 4 good players there. Miko Hotz, Dorothy Mokoyo, and Oscar Gluck.
Mika Gotts? No?
Mika Gotts.
Sorry, Gotts. Okay.
Yes, he's Belgian. Yeah, he's one of the only good players. Everyone else is very hit or miss. We got like their 5th less worse player. That's all I can really say about the story. I don't think he excels it too much. I'm not really excited about that one.
Hold that thought, though. Hold that thought, because we got another super chat as well. Water again. He said that we need new lawyers and accountants to fight the mafia. Listen, we need something, bro. We need something because it's dark times, man. It's dark times.
Can we get Nick DeMarco on the case again? Just to say like it's unlawful or something.
I don't know.
It feels like it's no competition, isn't it? That's what it feels like.
Genuinely, I'm sending lawyers to them shortly because my mental health's down the pan because of these lot. So they'll be getting loss of earnings and mental health damage from me. Actually, that's how I feel.
Look at this. Yeah. We now got Spurs fans in the you talk about Spurs. I think they heard your call, Kendall. Thank you for beating West Ham and not bending over just like you do always. Come on, you Spurs. Oh my God. This is what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying. They're all out. Yeah, ready to have a laugh at our expense.
But they finished 17th twice, right?
Yes.
I don't think that's embarrassing enough. That will never be removed from the memory book. So
it's true, but they can outspend us.
That's embarrassing.
This is the thing. But Lewis Hall is coming up in the chat as well. Chris said Lewis Hall is still here, but for how long for? If we finish 12th again next season, it will be good effort at this rate. Listen, Lewis Hall, I'll be surprised if Lewis Hall is here by the end of the
It's like long term, what are we doing? We're going to lose Tino Livramento on a free because nobody in their right mind is going to want to buy somebody who has one working knee. Wissa, we're never going to recoup our money on Wissa. We're never recouping our money on Alanga. At this point, we're probably never going to recoup our money on Voltemada. Like, what is the long-term plan? What we doing? Like, guys, like, oh my goodness, I just cannot with this football club. Actually,
we tick too many boxes for a relegation battle.
At least 7 years ago, we knew we were shit, and like no one actually cared. Like we just knew. Like Mike Ashley was like, yeah, like you're shit, and we're just gonna stay shit. But great, I can totally accept that. Do not then come. I'm not saying I want Mike Ashley back for anyone who's saying I don't want that. But why then say, oh, you know, I feel like we're going to be in 2030, we're going to be like battling for the top of the Premier League. We're not even going to be there at this stage. Like we're going to be like dwindling down. Like, come on, just stop with the shitty, stupid like superlatives. Just say we're just going to get us back to where we should be instead of in 5 years' time. Like, yeah, we're going to be like 5 years ago, it was 10 years' time. So time's ticking now, guys. We're like on the 5-year clock now. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Sorry. There's a big up Ray in the building. Sorry, I have to read this comment because I think you're stuck in a time warp, my friend, or you need to read the news, man. He said, big up D-Man Jefferson and Kendall. How are you? Tomorian Manzambi is on the plane. Manzambi is on the plane for Newcastle United right now. Listen, that plane took a detour, Ray. I'm telling you.
Ray, I love you so much, but I think he's been dropped off at West Midlands.
He's going to Birmingham. He's at Birmingham Airport. Yeah. Listen, I like how this is what pissed me off about the club, innit? Remember this, yeah? Don't panic, yeah?
The
club are calm about things, yeah? Let's see how calm they are now. Because it is dire straits, yeah? Alarm bells should be ringing.
Lads, we're ticking too many boxes for relegation battle.
Yeah.
We're ticking way too many boxes. I'm incredibly concerned.
You see the Sean Steur, he's only 18, right? Going to be 19 in January. You know, he's got a decent profile. I mean, I'm literally reading this off Google, by the way. It's not like I've been scouting the player. I'm definitely not like Steve or Dom or Brant, any of these super scouts. But it says here that he's creative, a progressive central midfielder, operates as a deep line and playmaker. He excels in ball carrying, evading high presses, and opening up play, drawing comparisons to Frankie de Jong and, incidentally, Bruno Guimarães. He's got a solid physical frame with a small turning radius, an ideal fit for a high-intensity, possession-heavy system. So
he's 18, and Eddie Howe is going to take how long to implement him integrate him into the team?
He's going to have to real quick. Because we're losing.
At the end of the day, my view is that this year is like literally like going to start pretty much straight away because they've given the number 14. I know numbers don't mean much because Bruno's 39, but they've kind of given that number. I feel like they're going to implement them straight away. I do have a little bit of kind of first-hand knowledge on, not knowledge on the situation, but kind of first-hand input because I used to live in Hoofddorp in the Netherlands. Obviously very, very close to Ajax.
That's so cool.
So all of my friends there who are big Ajax fans were like, he was the one up next, but we don't think he's ready for the Premier League now. They weren't expecting him to move to the Premier League probably for another 2 or 3 years. They thought he would probably move in the next 2 or 3 years, but he was like at this moment not quite ready. They're sad to be losing him, to be fair, which kind of makes me a little bit hopeful. But I don't know whether that's just because they're very like Ajax Academy is very like kind of breadwinners. There's been a lot of really decent players in the Ajax Academy. So I don't know if it's that or they actually think he's really good. But my friends who do support Ajax do say that he is really good, but it's a little bit too soon. And like that comment of Foxy said before, we probably paid way over his valuation at this current time. But it remains to be seen. I don't know how he's going to be or what. It's just but at this moment we don't have the luxury of time to implement him in. We're like losing people by the day at this point. So we're just going to either have to throw him in and see what he's like, or we're going to have to sign someone experienced, which is probably looking like what we need to do at this point.
Just we're talking about the conspiracy theory about clubs just waiting for us to do the groundwork and speeding our targets. Chills, big up Chills, the Liverpool fan. He said, club sort transfers months in advance. Club don't wait to see who Newcastle are after. By the way, maybe. But
their club has done that to us, though.
I don't think it's the target that they're jumping. They're waiting to see. Oh, who's Newcastle interested in? It's the deal. I think personally, so it's like where it's played out so publicly for us, so everybody knows the ballpark of the figure that's being agreed. So then I think that's what they're jumping on. I don't think they're jumping on the target, like they're waiting to see who Newcastle's after. I just think it's the terms of the deal that people are jumping on, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Dr. Stock said Eddie Howe has resigned. Of course,
don't wind us up, Doc. Please.
I don't think that's the case, my friend. I don't think that's the case.
That's been bandied. That's been bandied about for about.
It has been,
because Darren Bent said something on TalkSport. That's literally where it came from. I don't know if
I'm American and I know TalkSport is full of fucking shit.
So I don't know how true that is, but I mean,
I don't care.
I don't know. At this point, what else do you want to? Do you know what? When I was everyone else, why doesn't the manager just the manager can just go for me, just crack on, just start again. Let's just go for it. Just start again.
It's like if you have an open wound, you may as well just rip the whole freaking thing off.
Yeah. Just take the plaster off, just go.
Yeah, look at Doc. Sorry, mind games.
That is cruel. That is cruel, Doc.
Yeah, that hopes up like that. But so does anyone think this Sean Steur starts within the first 5 games, or do you think it's going to take longer?
It's got to be pre-season, isn't it?
Depends.
He's going to have to start, and you know what? You guys have probably been negative most of this stream. I'm going to say there's one positive out of all of this. Okay, Eddie Howe's going to have to, based on the players we have right now, he's going to have to give the young kids a chance because we are losing probably 3 out of our first 5. Easy. So his job is going to be under pressure immediately. So he's going to have to throw in Bazou Touré. He's going to have to throw in Steur. He's going to have to throw in these Johan. Ned Pope is going to make some horrific fucking errors. Let's be honest. Probably against Liverpool, they'll lose the game or something.
Is Nick Pope still going to be here? Is Nick Pope going to be here?
Ipswich, isn't it? Maybe.
Who, Pope?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Well, time to get rid of Pope and Murphy, apparently.
And you know what? Ironically, in any other situation, I'm like, yeah, bye. Right now, I'm like, oh no, we're gonna have no team.
No, I don't care how bad it gets. Get Pope out of it.
But if that's Suzuki,
I don't care if you have to put Jefferson in goal, bro. I don't care, bro. Just get Pope out of it. No, but first of all, big up said in the building. Said he's an Arsenal fan. This may not be a popular opinion here, but I think Bruno is only a good signing for us as in Arsenal, if and only if we can get him at a good value, 60-70 million. Any more than that, I think we should move on.
Okay, then move on and go buy some other squad.
I think that totally depends. Because Tonali's gone for nearly 100 million. That Manzambi's just gone for 50 million. He's basically an unknown entity. So I don't think you can really moan about paying 70 million, 80 million for Bruno. I think that's like wildly unfair from Arsenal's point
But you
of
see,
view.
that's the thing, right? So long story short, me and Sez have had a back and forth over the last few days. It's not necessarily that they don't rate him as much, but I think it's the age thing. But also, that's how our players look to these supposed big six clubs. Because they don't watch them week in, week out. They don't necessarily rate them as much as we do. So they see it as like, why are we going to pay XYZ money on this guy that's going to be 29 in a few months?
Well, let me ask.
It's interesting seeing the other perspective, but we know how good Bruno
but
is,
to the
right?
Arsenal fans, how much do you think, if there was to sell Declan Rice tomorrow, how much do you think they'd sell Declan Rice for, realistically? Because if you think about it, Bruno's a year older. Yeah, he's a year older than Declan Rice. So
wow, that's crazy, actually.
You know what I mean? That's not bad money. 75 million is not bad money for Bruno.
Yeah, that's a snipe. When you got Morgan Rogers, good player, not 130 million. If that's a real price, bro, that's ridiculous. But credit to Villa, at least they're staying firm on a price, I guess.
Yeah. The note it said all clubs do this. We muscled Arsenal to get Bruno. It happens. Talk about when we got Bruno.
No, that's because Edu sucked at his job. That's all.
It's also not like a long-standing thing that
he was sold the project. So the curtains have been drawn. You know, like the Wizard of Oz, right? It's no longer mystical. Like people thought we were going to be similar to Man City. So the first signings, it was easy to sell them the vision.
Yeah, because
ownership have not delivered on that. Yeah, we can see that actually we've been stripped bare and there isn't much there. Do you know what I mean?
You know how many relationships crash and burn after like 3-4 months because the motherfucker's actually really boring? You know what I mean? Like that's sometimes how it goes. Like it's same thing in football. Like,
and that's why we needed a sexy manager, right? That's why we needed to get that appeal because and I know D-Man wasn't happy with it, and I'm sure he would do a whole 360 now if there was an opportunity. We were all saying, let's get Jose in, even though it would have been 18 months to 2 years of chaos. His big name alone would be able to guarantee good signings and also for us to retain those players because it shows a sense of direction of ambition. But, you know, we stuck with the manager. So I want to hear from the Colties because for me, they're responsible. You know, these supposed fans that, you know, they got the tifos up. They're singing Eddie Howe's Black and White Army.
But then, you know, they're going to come up.
They're
going to come up with any other excuse not to blame Eddie Howe. Let's be honest. They're going to come up with any excuse. They'll blame the board. You know, they'll blame the players. They'll blame everything else. The location, the money, all of that.
Ross Wilson.
You know what I mean? So Mark said, losing Bruno G to Arsenal and losing his replacement, Manzambi, is now a real possibility. Well, it is done now. I just hope that we aren't scrambling around for a replacement and pay over the odds. That's probably what we're going to have to do. But like I said, unless someone comes through the door in the next 2 to 3 days, because if you were worried about this deal because of the Munoz thing, you've had to have at least two replacements ready to go. You know what I mean? Just in case this one didn't go through. Because I don't care if he gave you his word. The guy was umming and ahhing and using the World Cup as an excuse. And now all of a sudden he's gone to Villa. So to me, you have to have somebody else ready to go, ready lined up, because otherwise, optics, it looks very, very bad. Very bad.
I don't think they have someone lined up. I think they're just doing this on a vibes thing.
It don't surprise me. That's what we've been doing. That's what we've been doing for the last few years. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I didn't hear no noise about Sean Steur. I don't know why. And I when Kendall said her Ajax buddies are like he's not ready for Premier League, I agree. I don't even think he was ready to be like the solution for Ajax going forward in their own league, right? Like if I'm going to Ajax, I'm getting Mukoyo from midfield. That guy's a beast. He somehow didn't get a DR Congo call up, but I like him.
What happened with Kamara, man? What happened with Kamara?
Listen, I hope that's one that's under the radar. We're going to quickly, because again, other clubs are interested in. So the moment he comes out,
he'll go to Man United. He'll go to Man United, bro.
The same old
Well,
stuff.
I'm
What?
hearing they want João Gomez apparently, but I
Yeah,
don't
they
know how
want
true
João
that
Gomez.
is.
Yeah,
I don't know how
apparently.
true that is.
Good player.
Naturally,
But
in terms of the Rice thing, 110 million for Rice English tax.
Hell
But then,
no.
yeah, that
bruv,
means
he
that
can't even release the ball on the half term, man.
Well, this is it. But that just bumps up Bruno's valuation in my eyes. But big up Nash. As Straight kind of said, Declan Rice is 27. Yeah, and Bruno's 28.
Yeah, he's only a year younger than Bruno right now.
So yeah, that's it. But big up Straight Cannon anyway. What is it? Another super chase. I'm moving to Iran. Less stress.
Hey, look, big up Roy. Give him a call. Give Roy a call.
Boy.
Yeah, man.
He'll get you out there.
Said Declan leaving current champions would inevitably cost much more. Context matters. Yeah,
No, it doesn't. This market, no. With this market, you can, like I just said, Aston Villa are Europa League champions, and they can sell Morgan Rogers now for 130. Apparently, that's what they want for him. So,
just out of interest though, where could Declan Rice go? Like, what kind of club would be interested in him? Because personally, I think the reason that Arsenal got him is because no other club was willing to pay that price, and Arsenal themselves were desperate, weren't they? They were trying to get over the line in terms of the title at the time.
I can't see Declan Rice like going abroad or anything either. I just
Yeah, he's basically Arsenal. Yeah, that's
This is a comment from William said bring in Poch, by the way.
No, stop. No.
Foxy said, I'm sorry, but if 200 plus in the chat, we should be getting over 700 subs by the end of the show. Sort it out, everyone. This channel should be near over 1K months ago. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Foxy. Yeah, nice one, mate.
That's
nice
what we're aiming
one.
for. We're trying to get to 1K before the end of the year. Hopefully a lot sooner, but big up yourself.
Stick with us. It will come, bro.
Carnell said, I'm so done, lads. Now, listen, there's about 4 or 5 people that have said that in the chat today, that they're done, they're out. You know what I mean? This is what it's come to. This is what it's come to. But what will it take, Kendall, for you to have confidence that we're turning the ship? Yeah? Because, put it this way, when we signed Torre and this Steur, and we obviously got the keeper, have you got Manzambi? Would that be enough for you to say, you know what, we're heading in the right direction?
Yes, I would have thought we were heading in the right direction, but not very minimally. I don't think that would have done anything really to turn the tide. Like we're literally at this point need like probably another 5 like first team players, like at the very minimum. Like we're not like anywhere near the level that of like replacements for the likes of Gordon, Tonali, and Bruno. We already needed players on top of that. Like we're losing the main players now. That just adds to the weight of what we need to do. We're going to have to, within like literally a week's time, either be really on the cusp of signing 3 players or have 3 players in, because it's like getting to a point now where we don't have time to mess about. Like the season's like coming around thick and fast. You know what I mean? We've got like another month or so before the season starts.
Preseason starts what? 6 days?
Preseason starts very soon.
You've got Man United fans in there now. Look, Newcastle getting bullied again. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm just not, man. It's just, this is what I mean. It makes me feel ill. Like we're just like getting laughed at all the time. Like it's just like
look at it as well with the pre-season, right? The only big game we've really got is Valencia, and I think they added another European fixture in.
Leverkusen.
Was it Leverkusen? Yeah, that's not going to generate money. And you know what? Maybe you don't know what it's got until it's gone. But I remember us moaning on here that the Australia tour, you know, the players weren't getting rested. Listen, give us that, because that was giving 5 million to the club.
Someone I was speaking to the other day said they'd only sold 800 tickets to Bristol away, and I mean, like that's like pants. Like that's like.
And you've got the Murrayfield game. Who's going to travel to Scotland?
Yeah, what pay £65 to watch friggin'.
We've got Villa fans from our rival pods. Big up JM, but look at this. So I'm saying this is what it's come to, bro. They've tuned in just to troll us, bro. Yeah. He said, Jildred, what are you telling me? Villa stealing your boy off the back of the truck. This is what I'm saying. This is going to be us for the whole transfer window, you know. By the way, I hope you subbed to the channel, by the way, because you're coming there with this talk, bro. Listen, this is what it's come to. We are the laughing stock of everybody. And I don't see where it's going to stop. It's going to
get worse.
It's going to get worse.
I'm bracing for the worst. Like I'm not doing no fake positivity bullshit. I'm not doing no freaking hopium. I'm not none of this stuff. Like I've never felt like this Nothing.
Is this worse than last season? Last summer window when we had no director of football?
Oh,
Is this worse than that?
Yeah.
Well,
At least you had an
technically,
excuse back then.
Remember,
Kind of.
Andy Howe got
it?
promoted to assistant. No, sorry, what is it? Yeah, assistant. Isn't it assistant director?
I just know he got promoted.
Assistant head of recruitment. That was it. Assistant head of recruitment.
Oh, Stephen said, stop blaming your own fans. What do you mean stop? What, the Colties?
That was my comment with the Colties, but it's a fact. It's a fact, mate. Because we could have boycotted games. We could have been booing. Do you know what I mean? We could have been putting signs up to show that the standards weren't acceptable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 17 league games lost, 4th most in the league. Lost twice to our rivals. Embarrassed in Europe, 8-3 on aggregate. Do you know what I mean? How many more depths do we have to go down? But the fans are still like clapping, like, yeah, this is great. No, look, no doubt the owners didn't sack Eddie because the fans are giving the green light to say, hey, we're happy with this, you know.
Hey, that Brighton game when we beat them, when we beat Brighton,
that was
and
the
the owners were here,
grace, wasn't it?
You know what I mean? Mark said that this time last season we were dreaming of Isak and Ekatike combination. We lost both and we're left scrambling. This Manzambi Bruno situation just oozes last season. That's what I'm saying. This is where we are again. And
imagine being one of these players. Imagine being one of these players, bro. Just being like, what the fuck's going on?
Do you think, you know what?
Bro.
The fact that Murphy is attracted interest. Imagine if it comes out that Murphy is jumped ship. Not that we're trying to tell him, you know, that Murphy is jumped ship.
I'd say I think you've done that 3 years ago, man. You freak. That's what I'd say.
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
But do we give some, the club some sort of credit for? All right, we don't want to lose these players, but we are getting good money for them. Yeah. And it is allowing us to try and spend decent money on replacements. You know, Tonali.
But why are they drip feeding the fact that we have no money again? Like, that's what
this is it. This is what I don't understand. That it makes no sense because everyone knows you got money
I
now.
genuinely wish I was a tenner behind them, honestly. Because my goodness, if that's broke, then bloody hell, I'd like to be broke.
Did João Gomez go to F4 that?
No, it didn't go through. It didn't go through, Chris.
But
by
yeah,
the way, we've reached 700 subs now, people. So thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
It was Connor that gave us that news, so thanks a lot, Connor, as well.
Big up, Connor. I'm at over 100 likes as well, so much appreciated. Much appreciated. I thought so. Man City did want Rice because they bid over 100 million as well, I believe.
Did they? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, but they had Rodri, who's levels above anyway.
We're not fit Guardiola football, that's for sure.
But Mark said, yeah.
Positives though, you know, because Sam Alabi signed his first professional contract, and so did Mason Miley. I mean, Sam Alabi was. It was said that even at age 16, his physical profile showed that he could potentially play adult football at that age.
But we have Eddie House. He's not going to play. He's not going to get a minute. He'll be lucky to get preseason minutes.
Well, that's what I want to see now, because I saw in the photos that he'd grown. He'd had a bit of a growth spurt as well. He looked. And
we signed that youngster from Arsenal, didn't we? We just signed that young from Arsenal today.
17-year-old, didn't he?
Yeah. So
was that Thompson or something like that?
Yeah. Adrian said, could Eddie be the first man to take clubs all the way up and all the way down the divisions?
Wow, it's possible.
Mark said we need at least 4 to 5 signing, 2 gaps to the squad, both depth and personalities.
And then
who do you think? What profile of player is next through the door? Do you think? Do you think it has to be a midfielder, considering that we've just lost out on Manzambi and Bruno's likely going to be going? Do you think it has to be a midfielder to
clearly that's the way they're looking, that's the way they're going, that's the hole that they think they need to fill, because that's who we've been linked with the most. So that wouldn't surprise me if it was a midfielder, but I think probably a lot of clubs are looking for midfielders this time. So, and
do you think that, because pre-season starts tomorrow, do you think by the time we're on air next Sunday that we will have a midfielder through the door, Jefferson?
No,
I don't think so, unless again, there's stuff we don't know going on behind the scenes. I think, like Kendall said, maybe it is best to breathe for a couple of days. And to be honest, I don't want to be hearing about any rumors. I don't want to be hearing that we're linked. Just get the business done and then let him arrive.
Brett said, where is it? The problem is, even with sales, the transfer market is overinflated, and your funds are not going to be going to spread far.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's because we don't have good people running the club. We don't have good. This is not a problem for Bournemouth or Brighton, is it? It's not a problem for Brentford. It's not a problem for other clubs in Europe who don't have as much money to spend. It's not a problem for any of these, but. It's like
the issue is the wage bill, though, Steve, and that goes hand in hand with Eddie, that he's kept these players too long. Yeah. We should have recycled them ages ago.
Yes. So it's just this comment from Straight Canada. He said, "Big up, by the way." He said, "I don't like getting laughed at now, but you're happy to laugh at Arsenal when they were bottling the Premier League."
It's fairs. It's fairs.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Can't we argue that? Because wait. I was laughing at Arsenal.
I'm still laughing at you guys. You lost the UCL final. So there you go.
No, I was just relieved. Yeah, I can't.
We wouldn't have heard the end of it, would we? If they won it.
I'm telling you, shameless. But nah, Cuff said only sold 800 tickets. Bloody hell, I might actually be able to get a game then. I was north of 18 on the ballot last season.
So I got an email because I applied for Bristol City tickets, but I can't go now because I'm working. But apparently everyone who applied for a Bristol City ticket got a ticket. And then I was speaking to someone who I know who's who works at the club, and he was the one who told me about the 800 tickets thing. So I'm not sure if that's the thing, but the fact that everybody who applied got one tells you quite a lot, because normally they're fighting. And even Valencia went down quite low. I think it's below 20 points. So yeah, it's not looking great at the moment.
Yeah, like David said, Eddie Howe is the massive elephant in the room. Yeah,
we've been saying that for 2 years.
Exactly, 2 years, and nothing's changed. Nothing has changed.
Getting worse. No, things have changed. We're getting worse. We're getting actively worse.
How can we finish 12th with 17 losses, and then go into the new season thinking we're going to finish even worse? This is bad.
Why haven't they pulled the trigger? Arne Slot got sacked from Liverpool. Why did we not pull the trigger? I don't understand it. I really don't know what they have. Do you know what? I would have rather them come out and said, look, we're deciding to stick with Eddie for such and such a reasons. And I'd be like, right, at least you're being honest. But the fact is, they haven't even bothered to say, I know obviously you don't want to really comment on your manager's tenure, but it's why? What was the reasons for keeping him? What was the reason?
It's Yassir, man. It's Yassir. Because it felt to me like Hopkinson openly gave him the vote of confidence. It was like, let's see how we do in these final games, and we'll assess at the end of the season. Which means he's under pressure. But then when Yassir turns up, and then we win the game to get out of jail, and Eddie Howe's blowing kisses, that's when you know that Hopkinson's got no power.
They're just kicking a can down the road, because, like I said, there's no decent managerial targets out there now for us, who I would have personally preferred. And then even if 5-6 games into the season we lose every single one and we're crap again, what we're going to do? Because this again, we're going to have no.
You've wasted the summer. You've wasted the summer.
Bring him Rafa as caretaker. I'd rather that than stick with Eddie, honestly.
Yeah, but listen, he's too comfortable there. He's too comfortable there. He will have to go on his terms. This is what it is. He'd have to go on his terms, and he's not gonna. Why would he leave Newcastle at this present time? He's comfortable, bro. He's getting a good pay packet. The majority of fans don't expect much. Eddie's their savior because he won the cup and stuff. So why is he gonna leave? Why is he gonna leave? Like Rob said, new ground training ground update to release this week to appease the fans. That's what's gonna happen. Oh yeah,
can't wait for the 90s merch drop.
That's it.
Remember the away kit, the third kit has been leaked, isn't it?
Exactly.
You know what, as well? Exactly. All this crap is happening, and we have to do it in that awful shirt next season. That's even worse. That's just even another kick in the teeth. You may as well cancel the lot. How about
I'm telling you, you can't get nothing right.
God, honestly.
And if you had a little
that's a relegation shirt. That's a relegation home kit. If you looked up a fucking Urban Dictionary relegation football kit, it's the fucking one we have.
Look at wait, listen. Bring back Steve Bruce, steady the ship.
Oh,
Wayne,
Wayne.
we're not at that level yet, darling.
Wayne's yeah, I work with Wayne. He's a Villa fan. I've been trying to get him on the show, but
You better report to
quite
HR,
busy.
bro. You talking
You
about?
missed the Villa section, Wayne. We're talking about how you remember I said to you last week at work that you might get Manzambi. Well, you've got him now. What's your take on it, mate? What's your take on it?
The Jackie Wilbur statue just put in the transfer request.
Yeah. Everyone wants to come and leave, don't they?
At least
Goodness
a
sake.
professional role model, John Ruddy, has left.
I miss him. I actually miss him.
Our club just values really, really stupid and irrelevant things. That's why that guy got to be a fucking Newcastle player for the best 2 years.
That's what owners using PSR as an excuse. How long is it going to take for Eddie to come out as well and talk about, we're working under tough conditions.
I don't want to hear him speak another word. I'm
Mason, I get vexed.
I'm gutted that it's come to this, but this is what happens when you stay too long. Just leave a hero. Now he's the villain, bro.
The Batman. I say it too many times. What do I say, Jefferson? Yeah, die a hero will live long enough to become the villain, and that's where he is at this present time. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Where's his sense of pride? Surely he knows he's lost
he's
control.
Got none.
He should leave. If he really loved the club, he would leave. And this is what I mean. He is selfish. He is selfish.
Because he knows himself he'll never get a better job. And yes, he could go to maybe a Fulham or a Palace or something like that. He maybe could go to England when Tuchel leaves, but he's never going to be at a big job. Like, he's never going to be at the big six club, or he's never going to go abroad and manage a really, really big club. Like, he's just not. So at this point, he's hanging on by a thread because he thinks, well, where am I going to go from here? Like,
do you know what, though? If I was his agent, I would be like, yo, do you think you're better than Michael Carrick? He just got the full-time job at Man United. If you think you are around the same ballpark as a Michael Carrick, because let's be honest, Spurs, they'll probably sack the Zerbi mid-season because they'll be shit, or I don't know, next year or some shit.
Look at Spurs. Look at the Spurs fan here. Who's next to the shopping list? This is what I'm saying.
They might be
dumb enough to hire Eddie Howe. I can't accept this. Man. I can't accept. Like I said, I can accept City, Arsenal, Liverpool, push Man United fans after them. I cannot accept that we are now the butt of Tottenham fans' jokes. That is so detrimental to my well-being in my life. I cannot deal with this. I can't. I just can't.
What was the whole Maddison video as well? That was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't
Maddison and for Tonali.
They were just happy.
Madison's played about 3 games for them as well, and he's like a club legend. It actually feels so safe.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. But
oh my god, honestly, that club, I can't.
We're holding jokes from them. This is what I'm saying. This is how bad it is. The said the problem is Eddie's tactics were working. Then everyone figured him out. Now, and there's at least 4 teams that adapted that style, so he changed, and it got worse.
And we didn't change. And funnily enough, the one time we did change, we went 4-2-3-1. We were played absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And then literally next game, we went back to.
This is it, man. I think we're 3 likes away from 120. Can we get to 120 likes? We've been there for an hour and 20. Almost an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So, look at this. Papsar will be available. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Mate, that guy
we need something. We need something.
That guy would be lucky to get on an MLS roster. Pape Sarr. Get the fuck out of here.
Dreamer Jefferson's off to talk sport.
You got me mixed up with Clinton, bro. He's the superstar.
Look, RSL said losing out to Villa. Ouch. Yep.
Yeah. There was someone that came in and said up the Villa as well. They're all coming in.
This is what I'm saying. They're all coming in. They're all coming in just to have a laugh at us. And you know what? Fair play, innit? Fair play.
Adrian, please. Just don't kick me when I'm down, please.
Oh, God. When I was a kid, I used to think a caretaker manager was like the actual caretaker craftsman taking charge of desperation.
Oh, I love that.
That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant.
Like Brett said, can't keep blaming the PSR, the rules, and PSR holding Newcastle back. Newcastle voted it. No, we didn't. Did we?
I think we did. Actually.
Oh, you're joking. I didn't want to hear this. I do not want to hear. If we voted for
I don't think it was our current ownership. Though. I think it was Mike Ashley prior.
Okay.
It was Ashley.
Current ownership. Yeah, I think it was Ashley.
Yeah.
That's the up the villa. That's there. There's really.
There we go.
I mean, oh god. So
by the way, they're pissing all over our project. Remember, like what, a year and a half ago when we won the Carabao Cup, we were like, "Wow, we're so clear of Villa. Their project's looking like a joke." Bro,
we've been in decline ever since.
Mate, they get into Europe somehow, some way, every single year.
I'll tell you why. They have a manager that's capable. They have a manager.
They have a manager who should have been ours before Miss Amanda Staveley ran her little mouth to the media and said that he was our target and he was going to sign on the night that Villarreal were going to play in the Champions League.
Mad.
It's just amateur hour after amateur hour at this club.
Mad.
That's what it is. New guy caller said Jamal was 16 and playing full time for Barcelona. This idea of a player being too young is killing me. Rooney at 16 as well.
Yes, absolutely. But that is like a small handful of players who are like completely ready at 16, 17 year old. Like that's not a normal. Talent, yeah, that's not like a normal situation. But I do get that. I don't think anyone's too young.
Genius said Kendall spot on 100%. I will not step down because he knows that he won't get better than Palace or Fulham next. He's the next Everton manager. He's the next Everton manager.
If he moves, he's not going to get He's not going to get as much control as he currently has at this moment in time.
Yeah, he has the club by the balls.
Yeah, he's just not going to go anywhere else where he doesn't have that control.
Yeah, because nobody else runs their club as fucking bad as this.
Well, this is it. Mr. Munster said, "I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't give a shit anymore. I hope we lose every game till this effing cloud is sad."
That's where we were last season, bro.
Bro, you don't even have to hope that we're gonna lose.
I do understand that, but I'll never want us to lose games. I'll never want us to lose games, but I do.
I can't suffer another relegation. I can't. No. I really can't. My heart can't take it.
Desperate though. It's desperate times, isn't it? Because if we win games, then the argument is that he should stay, and then the cycle continues, isn't it? That's the problem. Because even if we did finish top 6, I say, well, you got to keep him because he's earned it. And we've seen that he can't cope with Europe, so it's just gonna be the same thing.
Same old rinse and repeat.
It's fucking boring.
All his old Joe said, trust the process like Arsenal. At least you had a process. Yeah.
We can't because there's no tangible evidence to trust the process. It's actually the opposite. So if we were going to trust the process, it would be going the opposite way because we've been on a downward trajectory since literally March 2025. So like, can we just like, do you know what I mean? There's no tangible evidence to prove that we can trust the process at this current time.
That's the point. Would you? William said, bring Big Sam back.
Oh God, no.
No. Listen, I spoke to him. Trust me, he ain't coming back. He don't want to come back. Yeah, I spoke to him. He don't want to come back, and I did ask him. He just said he ain't coming back. Would you take Curtis Jones for 30 million?
No, I don't want these average players that are just sloppy seconds off these. No. Sorry.
No
more homegrowns. We don't need no more fucking homegrowns. Please.
Well, to be fair, that's what we seem like we're not trying to go for the homegrown. So I give them credit for
He's
that.
Not that good.
Doc, sorry, this is worse than your Eddie Howe shout about him leaving, bro. Ancelotti liked to leave Brazil. Go get him.
He
would have pissed on us, bro. He would have pissed on us, Ancelotti.
He wouldn't even look in our direction.
Boy, he went to Everton, didn't he? But then that's because Everton gave him money to spend. Yeah,
and he had a relationship with the board there. There was his buddies. You know what I mean?
And Ancelotti's Ancelotti's he signed a contract.
Look at this. So. Celtic refused to engage the whole Eddie entourage. Now we are stuck with the huge payout.
Yeah, I heard that was the stumbling block to him going up there, wasn't it? Yeah.
And Celtic are not a good one club.
It's the control thing. I'm telling you, he's a sociopath.
Yes,
he is.
Yeah.
David said, "How will save us from this minor mishap?" But you know what? How soon is it going to be like again when the media comes out, the likes of Talk Sport, whatever? How the Newcastle board let Eddie Howe down. They let him down in the transfer market. He's working wonders. He's working miracles with what he's got. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's next on the agenda. If we don't have a good transfer window, that's what it's going to be. Yeah, even if we refuse to play the youngsters that we get as well.
Yeah.
Just separately though, how much realistically, and no jokes here, how much would you take for Jacob Murphy? I'll start with you, Kendall.
No jokes.
No jokes. Serious question, Kendall. How much would you take for Jacob?
I have to give a serious answer.
I don't know at this point because the market's so stupid Like, how much have we just paid for Steur?
23 mil.
23 mil.
Like, do you know what I mean? So the market's actually so stupid. I wouldn't be surprised if we start asking.
I don't
for,
think it's that
30
stupid.
M's.
It's
Huh?
not stupid.
I'm saying I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if we start saying like 30 M's.
For Jacob,
I swear down, that's how stupid the market is. That's how stupid it actually is.
Some of the signings are very, I would take 15. At minimum, there is no minimum.
I'll say what? I'll say like 5 to 10.
5 to 10, yeah.
I don't.
You got to look
like
at.
very few players even go for that now, though. Like so few players go for like 5-10 million. It's always like more.
Yeah, but if there was one to go for that price, it would be
because you guys got to remember he's only got 1 year left in his contract.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
And he's 30.
How old is he? 30.
Is it
31
or
I think.
31? Yeah.
10 mil. 10 mil.
So that's
I'd be happy with 10 mil.
We'll get
I'll be
because I think with Dubravka we only got 4 or 5 mil, didn't we?
Yeah.
With Burnley.
This question from Seb. He said, to you guys and girls, do you believe in Newcastle and the project? We need to question this hierarchy now. We did touch on that with the board and stuff as well. The part they do have to play in this, and I think the project's failing. The project's dead. It's on its dying. It's on its dying day.
I think it's come to a conclusion where they realise that they cannot throw as much money at it as they wanted to. I think they probably thought there was like other avenues that they could build upon and obviously throw money at, and none of those have come to fruition quite yet. They're obviously not naive business people. They are like very, very good at what they do, very, very good at throwing money at projects and things like that and getting stuff done. And obviously they've realised that there's so many loopholes and like rules and regulations that I don't think they're going to be able to do what they initially thought. Therefore, they've probably taken a little bit of a step back. Obviously, everyone's opinions will change if in the next week a training ground and the new stadium's announced, then everyone will have a different opinion. But at this current time, I think they probably realise just how little they can actually get away with.
I think they're just too lazy to. Kendall, I just think they're too lazy to actually find solutions for them. Aston Villa are in a similar situation. They're doing just fine. Like they have less money to spend than us.
They don't care enough, man.
So you know what? I just think they're too lazy. I don't think that there's interest anymore. That's my thing. I think they knew about all this stuff. Maybe the idea of buying a Premier League club and like seeing what they could do with it, it was attractive in the moment. But now, once they've seen the pitfalls of it, they're too lazy to be like, whatever. I think that's what it is. Also, it has to be.
Just quickly on the Murphy thing, I did say no jokes, but Junior said he said it for a packet of Walker's crisps.
or a cone.
S Gamer said Murphy 10 mil. David said 3 mil. Wow. Oof. I thought we was bad when I said 5 to 10. Junior said Overton's purple patch is better than Murphy's. Said, I'd let him leave on a free.
Yes. Take that. You know what? There was a tweet about it, wasn't there? Where he's got that still image of Bruno talking to the ref with Jacob Murphy to his right with that damn cone on his head. And maybe
I actually hate that I laughed at it. I hate that I laughed at it at the time.
I did not laugh. I was fuming when I saw that. I thought, this guy, we're in the middle of a football match. He's put a cone on his head. Like, what are we doing? What are we? It sums us up. We're a joke.
We're not serious. We're not
serious. 12 to 15 mil, William said. Benny said 6.3 mil. Right, very precise.
Very precise.
Fair enough. Oh my god. But nah, listen. That's the point. Sean said Angelo Stiller has to be priority on now or Bergvall.
I'm giving Spurs no money. No,
I don't want Bergvall anyways. It's not that good.
There's no way we're doing like a Jacob Ramsey thing with Aston Villa and like getting them out of like shit because they've spent loads of money. I'm just not happy about doing that.
No, but Kendall,
if that was the case, we should have done like a swap. Do you know what I mean? I know you're not like some of it, like restrictions on that now, but that is not happening. I'm sorry, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple super chats before
Voldemort.
we go ahead. Wada said, we can't even say at least we're not Sunderland anymore. Yeah, that is true. That is true indeed, because they're clear of us at the moment. And big up Connor.
Big up, Con.
He said, much appreciated. He said Murphy for captain. Listen, get that brother out the leadership group, innit? Get him out the leadership group. But do we think that he's actually gonna go? Do you think he's gonna go?
Nah.
Maybe. No? Obviously, he's been linked. Him and Pope have been linked. So I do wonder if Ross Wilson is making some of these moves.
My worry is that we're gonna ask for, like I said, how much would we take for him? I think we're gonna ask
stupid amount.
Yeah, we're gonna ask for silly money for him, and no one's gonna buy it. Like, look at Everton. They want to get Jack Grealish on permanent, yeah, but they're only willing to offer something like 10 million when City want 50. City want 50, and they're saying no. So I think we're gonna price him out of a move. We're gonna price Murphy out of a move. You know what I mean? So.
Oh my god, I can't. That would just be our club, like literally epitomised.
And the thing is, we're not good at getting money, because even I saw Harrison Ashby went on loan to Luton. Just even if you get $1 million for that, it all helps. It all helps. But you're sending them on loan again. It's just like what we did with Isaac Hayden. Just sell the player and get the money.
Geordie Lad 96 said, "Can we protest and question the club and PIF to come out and explain themselves?"
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. This is what the fans should be doing. Not clapping, not doing stupid tifos. Knock on their doors, man. Just like we did with when we sold Andy Cole. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Bruno will leave, and they'll still have a freaking Bruno flag in the crowd when we play Arsenal next season. Honestly, that's generally where we're at.
You know it.
Behavior.
We are
Newcastle United at that point.
Yeah, it's working. I'm telling you, mate.
Seb said, to be honest, us not getting new midfielders is good for our current players. Ramsey and Miley could be great starters. Miley will start at a doorman.
I absolutely agree with that 1,000%, but neither of those are fit enough to play a 38-game season.
This is it.
Yeah,
neither of them.
Reinforcement.
You need a squad, don't you?
But again,
that Sean Steur, by the way, his interview was quite interesting. And I don't know if you guys saw the clip with him and Johan. Have I said that correctly, Steve? He sounded pretty confident, but a little bit naive, because he said, I've already started pre-season in Ajax. I'm really fit. I'm ready to go. And
you better be. All I gotta say is you fucking better be, bro.
He sounded surprised. He was like, "Oh, okay." But
you have to train with Eddie Howe yet.
I'm thinking you ain't training with Eddie Howe, and also there's a difference between being fit to play in the Eredivisie and the Premier League.
Premier League. You're in for a shock.
He's in for a shock if he thinks he's fit already.
I feel for him, because in 2 months' time he's going to be thinking, "What the fuck have I done?" Oh dear.
Mate, our first 3 games are Liverpool at home. We're going
Tottenham away.
Tottenham
away, lost, and then Bournemouth.
Is Bournemouth? Yeah.
Who we never beat in the league, because Eddie Howe doesn't want to beat Bournemouth.
Exactly.
I still absolutely believe that in my heart.
Because he's a Bournemouth cop.
The cup's different, and we beat them in the cup, but swear down in the league, like he just feels like he's not allowed to beat them. I'm actually so sure about it.
Would anyone take Grealish at Newcastle?
No.
We're desperate.
Well, I'm not sure about that one, but fair play.
I mean, there's no doubt in his class. He did make an impact at Everton. He got a few assists, didn't he?
He did. But listen, the pubs around Newcastle will be drunk dry, mate. Like, listen,
yeah, I feel like Newcastle's probably the worst place.
Remember with was it Danny Rose? All the weight he put on, because he said he missed the North when he was having proper good fish and chips. Do you remember?
Yeah. Listen, Eddie Howe's low ambition army, give Castle United. It's all coming out, bro.
Man.
So Bruno G will stay. Nah, he's not staying.
We hope and pray, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't even want him to stay now. So on the agenda now. I'm like, bye. Just leave.
Would you take Reinders? Would you take Reinders from City?
Absolutely, I would take Reinders from City. What the hell?
Yeah, but the thing is, we would buy him. Eddie Howe wouldn't play him. Right? He wouldn't play him.
I would take Reinders and I would take Marmouche off their hands if they want to give us Marmouche as well. Like, that's absolutely fine. Do you know what? I just hope we go and do like some sort of like silly deal. Just go and say like, we'll go have Marmouche. Like, do you know what? You can have Bruno and we'll take Marmouche and Reinders off your hands. Fine. I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, that will be all right. That will be all right. Jordy
Hello,
said,
David Hopkins and Ross Wilson. If you're listening, just go and do that. How about
Ross,
that? Yeah, that
Hey,
sounds
does
good.
follow.
I don't want us to
He
follows the
does
buy.
90s
follow the
mags.
channel.
He
And
follows
so
the
does
channel.
want
Anton
us to
Deck,
buy.
by the way.
Oh yeah,
I don't
Anton
want
Deck
us to
follows us
buy
as
a left
well.
winger though. That's the only thing. I think on the left
Jordy
winger,
said, how long until Eddie Howe gets the sack and guess? I say he doesn't survive till December, and that's how summer transfer done. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people saying, giving the 10
I don't
games
think
to
he's
see how he
surviving.
does,
I
but
don't think he's surviving just till December. I agree with that.
nah, I think maybe the
we
first
said this
international
last
break.
year and then the year before that. So I don't know.
But I guess the difference is because they're signing these young players, these are not Eddie Howe players, isn't it?
They're
So
not.
I think they're future planning, aren't they?
Yeah.
And do you remember there was that weird
Well, then
spell
why
for a
keep
couple of
him?
pre-match
Well,
interviews? He
then why
kept saying,
keep him?
I'm not going to be here. He kept saying, yeah, the future of the club. Yeah, I'm not going to be here. I was like, what is that about? He said
But
it
my
about
thing is
3
though,
times last season.
if you're gonna bounce now, innit? Bounce now so we can get someone in to start this preseason.
Yeah, we're gonna sign like players. Well, maybe we're not signing his players because obviously Ross Wilson seems to be quite ahead of that now. But we're gonna sign players have you with pre-season. We're gonna go into the season, lose our first 6-7 games, and then you're gonna go, and then we're just gonna be stuck with your players and stuck with the team that you've decided. Like
this is it.
This
is
awful planning. It's awful planning. It's incompetent. It's incompetent planning. It's dreadful.
That's the other thing because wasn't Harvey Barnes being lined up as the Rodgers replacement because they play Rodgers left side, don't they?
Yeah.
Now
Right.
they're sunking all the money on Manzambi. That might not happen now.
And not only that, now they've taken our target. Are we really going to do business with them? Be free to do business with them? So soon?
But we got them out of the PSR hole last year, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, we're cucks like that.
We should have just let them suffer. Like, do you know what I mean? We didn't. We were like, yeah, here you go. He's 45 million for Jacob Ramsey. And by the way, I actually really like Jacob Ramsey. I think he's really good. But I mean, at that point, I wouldn't have done any sort of business with Villa whatsoever because at that point they were like our direct rivals. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't have done that. But
yeah, it's true. It's true. But listen, we are on 136 likes. We've got over 700 followers now. So thank you everybody for your contributions to the channel, your comments, your likes, your subs. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit it now. People still coming in. So we've got the Romero organization. Big up yourself. Hope you're good. We have been here for an hour and 45 minutes. But yeah, listen, we didn't even get to talk about the World Cup. Yeah, England through to the semi-finals.
We didn't even talk about England.
Yeah. It's a Bellingham team at the moment. He's a man of the moment. Craig Holt must be punching the wall. But listen, are England getting to the final? Yes or no?
No.
Yes.
No, because we play Argentina and they're going to literally do every single thing that they possibly can to get Lionel Messi in the final. So I don't think that's going
to be enough. I don't think enough.
I haven't been impressed with Argentina, to be fair, in the way that they played at all. But
he has to stop this Madueke business, stop this Nico O'Reilly business.
Agree.
Jed Spence and Saka need to start.
Yeah, agreed.
And also Reece James, he looked like he put on some timber. Bless him. He's not fit.
Listen, I like the positivity in the chat. Yeah, Connor said yes, we're going to do it.
Yeah, I think we'll beat them. But
Rex said I think we're winning it.
I think if we play Spain in the final, we win. If we play France,
100%. No. Football's coming home.
I don't trust you, man, like that yet. I'll be real.
That's the other thing. How refreshing was it to watch a manager who makes consistent in-game changes and responds to what the other manager's doing? It was another level, man.
And also not excuse a performance post-match in like a little beige way and say, yeah, we did what we needed to do, I thought we were good in the first half. No, he said he was really disappointed in the performance. Yeah. We were slow, the technical quality was really, really poor. He said the turnover of balls was really, 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 really poor as well. So I love that. I love that about him. And you know what? Shame on the English media trying to get a divide between Bellingham and Tuchel literally before the semi-final because
TV. What was
it's so embarrassing and it's a disgrace. And this is exactly why we never do well in this country at stuff because the media's just constantly trying to cause a division. He should be actually so ashamed of himself, Gabriel Clark, because his interview techniques is awful and it really, really was terrible. So aside from that, I think Tuchel did amazing. I was so glad that he wasn't happy with the performance because it really wasn't good in general. It just we needed Jude Bellingham to get us out of the shit again,
which he can do.
Yeah,
which he can definitely do. I'll give that kid so much credit because he just refused. he refuses to fucking lose. You have to drag him off that fucking pitch.
And we're not going to be able to walk through a semi-final. We're not going to be able to walk through a final. It's just not going to happen. So then they need to change that quick.
Yeah.
What's this situation with the ball? Did the ball hit the spider cam wire or not? It did.
Yeah, it did.
I don't do this rough stuff, so y'all can discuss. I don't.
No, it did. But listen,
FIFA said the ball never spiked a movement when it hit the thing, but I don't know. I didn't in the game. I didn't see it, so I don't know. But
it looked like it did. But like, how about Norway just do fucking better?
Oh, sorry, Ray, you need to check your socials. Sorry, Ray, you need to check your socials, bro, please, because Manzambi's gone to Aston Villa, Ray. Yeah, he's gone to Aston Villa. It's over. It's over, buddy. It's over.
Done, mate.
Yeah? We're not getting him. Yeah.
So, what was the deal with Haaland, by the way, coming off? Because I don't think he was injured, right? I don't know if he was exhausted from the heat, the humidity in Miami, but I wonder if he was just still pissed at Sorloth and couldn't get over that chance. That
chance was ridiculous.
Because you square it to Haaland, that is 2-0. I'm telling you. Yeah. And that's curtains for us. Yeah. Just as Juniesta said there, yeah. So... Yeah.
But it's what it is.
And their manager's an absolute madman, by the way.
Yeah, Slovakian sucks.
You see when he threw the bottle to the man?
Did you see the guy's face when it hit his foot? He was like,
listen, I would listen. I'd be rushing him there
I'll
and then.
lamp him one, bro.
But anyway, but no, listen. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Steve and Kendall. You've been a welcome addition. We've got some fans in the chat as well saying you need to come on a lot more regularly. So you're more than welcome anytime. So thank you. Thank you for those in the chat. Thank you for those who supported us, who hit the subscribe button as well, all the likes as well. Don't forget to hype the show afterwards when it's available, and tell your people, about 90s Mag. If you enjoyed the show, we're here every week. Spread the word. We're trying to build a channel, help with the algorithm and all that. But yeah, Steve, Kendall, anything you want to add before we go?
Nothing from me. Just please let this next week be better than last week.
Yeah, positive. Yeah, positive. If we can't get no additions, let's hope Pope and Murphy, they're on there. I'm sorry, but we need something. We need something. And by this time next week, we could be celebrating a World Cup win. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because we're going to have to delay next Sunday because it's the World Cup final. So probably have to do the Monday. But next time around,
notification bell on.
Yeah, keep the notification bell on because football could be coming home, but we'll see. But listen, thank you all. We're out until next time. Peace.
Relegation.